How y'all doing out there? This is Erskine Johnson.
And this is Quincy Kelly, and this is MDGP Productions of Fences by August Wilson.
And we want to welcome you, our cast.
Hello, my name is Jacquez Buckingham. I'm playing the role of Troy in August Wilson's Fences.
All right, tell me a little bit about Troy.
Troy is a grizzly bear of a man. He is a family man. He loves his wife. He loves his children. He loves his brother. He just doesn't know how to express that love at all times, so he comes across as brash and offensive, but it still is a deep-rooted love.
All right. What made you want to be a part of this production?
It's August Wilson. Anything August Wilson, he just had, at the time especially, he has a great sense of the pulse of not just a community, but a class within itself, because it's that medium, that middle class, that working class medium that he writes for, and you can tell it through the words.
All right. What do you want the audience to expect out of this production?
To expect a sense of, or to garner a sense of hope. It's a different kind of living that you do when you're on a certain side of the fence, no pun intended, but yeah, it's always hope. Is whatever position that you're in. If you're trying to make it, if you're trying to escape it, if you're trying to get around it, it's still a sense of hope that can be garnered at the end of it. So just holding on for that.
All right. With this August Wilson Pulitzer Prize winning, Tony Award winning play, how does this feel to you that you're a part of this production?
It's cloud nine. This is one of the ones that I actually sought out. When the first play I ever saw was August Wilson's Two Trains Running, and it had such a profound impact on me, not just as an artist, but as a person. I wanted to go back and read his whole collection.
I'm Stephanie McFarland. I'm from a lot of places. I'm an Army brat, so we won't get into that. But I was born in Fort Stewart, Georgia. I'm playing the character of Rose, which is the matriarch. I'm playing the wife of Troy, mother of Lions and Corey. And why did I become a part of this production? Fences is phenomenal. I actually first learned about this production in high school. I was a freshman and I saw it performed, and I was just blown away by how it really speaks to the black family. It really speaks to the role of a father and that relationship between father and son, and how, you know, that plays into our culture, because it's very different. And I'm really excited about this character. When I think about Rose, I think about a woman that understands sacrifice and that understands putting her family first. And as I go through this character, I'm always trying to find ways to bring to light her many levels, because she has a warm side to her, but she's also the only woman in a house full of men, so I know she has to be strong. And the nuances of this play is just really exciting, and it's really something that you can watch and you'll go home and you'll think about it. You'll think about it the next day and maybe the day after that, and you'll want to tell your friends about it. But it's definitely a play that is going to affect you. So I hope that when I play Rose, I can really demonstrate her true essence.
Hi, I'm A.L. West. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. I'm playing the character of Bono.
All right. Tell me a little bit about Bono.
Bono, he's a guy he didn't have a father figure, didn't have anybody in his life to really show him how to live life. So he met Troy when he was in the penitentiary, and he latched on to him because he thought Troy had something special about him in knowledge and wisdom. So he became friends with Troy, and he hung out with him, and they worked together, got a job, come out the penitentiary, got a job. He met his woman, and he just lived his life.
All right. So what made you want to be a part of this production?
Well, what made me want to be a part is I happened to be online, and I saw that Denzel was in this same play. And I said, you know what? If he was in that, that's where I want to be.
Okay. All right. What do you want the audience to expect out of this production?
I want them to expect just humor and frustration for the times, how black folks had to do back in those times and what they had to deal with. I want them to get an understanding and feeling of that, and just for different things about life things. You know, I want them to see how life takes you here and there. That's what I want.
Okay, with this being an August Wilson Pulitzer Prize, Tony Award winning play, how much does that mean to you coming into this production?
That means a lot to me. That makes me feel proud to be a part of this production. That makes me feel part of something much bigger than myself. And I thank God for it every day that I wake up and know I'm in this.
All right, anything you want to tell the folk back home, to tell them to come on down to the play, $1 Million Game Plan Productions?
$1 Million Game Plan, come on down. You're going to love it. It's going to be, you're going to go tell other people about it. You're going to be so happy, and you ain't going to feel like you wasted your money.
What's up? My name is Jair Jackson. I am from Rock Hill, South Carolina, and I am playing the role of Corey in this production, Fences.
All right, tell me a little bit about Corey.
Corey is he's coming out of high school. You know, he's trying to get recruited to play football, but his dad won't let him. He's trying to hold him back because he didn't get a chance to play. So Corey's just, you know, he's just trying to make something out of himself. He's trying to, that's all he want to do is want to play football. That's all he want to do.
All right. So tell me, what made you want to be a part of this production?
What made me want to be part of this production? For one, I saw Denzel play on Broadway, and ever since I saw that production, I was like, I have to be in Fences. I don't care if it's in a local play or whatever it is, or I got to be in Fences. And so when I saw the casting on this, I was like, this is it, this is it. And I'm so thankful, I'm so glad to be a part of the production, and for me to be playing the role of Corey, oh man, it's just a blessing in the sky.
All right, what do you want the audience to expect out of this production?
You know, just want them to come in with an open mind. You know, you can't take, life can bring you up and down situations. And with my part, and Corey, he didn't think his dad loved him. But he found out that his dad do love him, but he was just showing him tough love. And he knew, because he'd been through that situation before, so he knew what he would go through. And he didn't want his son to do that. And that's what in life. Some people see, you know, their parents can be hard on them, but we don't understand why. But we never know why your parent did a certain thing until they're gone. And that's what showed me in this production. And I want people to come to this show, you know, just to come with an open mind. I'm telling you, it's a great show.
Hello, my name is Todd Daniel. I'm playing the role of Lyons, and I'm from North Carolina.
All right, tell me a little bit about Lyons.
Well, Lyons is a musician. Well, he's a struggling musician. He is not the most practical musician, doesn't practice too often, but he loves the applause he gets for playing the clubs. He is not the average day-to-day worker. He doesn't have a job, but he's kind of like a parasite to his dad, but you know, gets that whole hate-love relationship.
Cool. So tell me, what made you want to be a part of this production?
Well, first of all, Fences is a historical play, forgive me, and you know, I've seen a lot of the people who did it before me, and I think I, you know, like to follow their footsteps, foreshadow them a bit.
Okay, what do you want the audience to expect out of this production?
Well, I would like the audience to expect to be, first of all, marveled. We have a phenomenal cast, but not just the cast in general. We have a phenomenal production company. Honestly, I also think people are going to be very entertained, but also they're going to be able to relate to the struggle back then.
Okay. All right, with this being a August Wilson Pulitzer Prize winning, Tony Award winning play, how much does this mean to you coming into this production?
I mean, I'm not even gonna lie. It is somewhat nerve-wracking because we have to be on point. obviously. As far as all the cues and the blocking, but not just that, we have to know that the dynamics of the character. I can't come in, it's all about artistry. I can bring my own uniqueness to the character, but it has to still fit the strip.
Hello, my name is Quincy Rucker. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and I am playing the role of Gabriel in August Wilson's play, Fences.
All right, tell me a little bit about Gabe.
Gabriel Maxson, he's very much out there. He was injured during the World War II, had a head injury. He has amnesia. He really doesn't remember who he was before the war. He saw that he was in a hospital bed with a Bible, and he saw his brother. And when he read the Bible, he got into a passage of the Archangel Gabriel. And he just figured, with the head injury and everything else, that he was the Archangel Gabriel. He knows that Troy is his brother and he has siblings, but it's very messed up. Gabriel is a very happy-go-lucky guy. Nothing really just phases him. A lot of people may think that he's the fool, but he's a little bit smarter than most people think that he actually is. So he just goes through life very carefree. He wants to help out his brother. He loves his brother, but he really believes that he's the Archangel Gabriel. And he's just waiting to open up the gates for the judgment.
All right, tell me why you wanted to be a part of this production.
Well, I really wanted to be part of this production because something that was very meaningful. August Wilson, I read his plays in undergrad at Alabama State University, Jitney, Radio Golf. Just a lot of his plays are really from the heart, and I knew it would be big for me as far as an actor, aspiring actor coming up. So I just really feel like this is something that's meaningful. Of course, at first I wanted Corey, but then the hours came in for Gabriel. So I said, okay, I'll do it. And got into on LoveToAct.com, submitted my work, answered my resume, the rest is history.
Okay. What do you want the audience to expect out of this production?
Man, that's a tough one. Just for the parents to really see how they view themselves with their children. You know, this whole play, to me, I feel like Troy and Corey carried this story as far as just how it was for especially African Americans in the 1950s, how they didn't have really that much compassion because of what stuff had been brought upon them.
Hi, I'm Carter Monroe. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and I am playing the part of Raynell. The character Raynell is a sweet little girl in the play. She sees her father as like her hero, which is really ironic because everyone else in the play sees him as a villain. But she wasn't around to witness that, and she's always been just daddy's little girl. And she also loves her mom too. She almost grew up as an only child, even though she's not an only child. She has older brothers, but they're not in the house. So, you know, Raynell has a completely different life than Corey and Lyons or anything that they've experienced. Like, her childhood has just been completely full of happiness and la la land, and it's just wonderful. Also, she's majorly into gardening, which is why she's starting this garden in her parents' yard. And she's such an outside kid, and she's just happy-go-lucky and really playful.
What made you want to be a part of this production?
What made me want to be a part of this production is obviously I love acting, but August Wilson, oh my God, his plays are amazing. And just to see that they were holding auditions for this particular play, Fences, one of my favorites, I just knew I had to audition because it's just such a touching play. It has like a real life lesson in it. And I think everyone could get something from it.
All right. What do you want the audience to expect out of this production?
I want the audience to expect that they will leave feeling a certain type of way. I feel like us as actors, we haven't done our job if the audience doesn't leave feeling like that they've been touched in some type of way or that they can relate through their personal lives in any way, whether it be being too hard of a person or not letting their child follow their dreams or being selfish or wishing that they could have lived out a part of their life they didn't, like Troy goes through.